great friends over
like
at autoparts.com.
80 degrees over here.
All right, everyone, let's continue on here on Live Now from Fox. I want to take
Summer
you out to
weather is
Polk
coming.
County, Florida. That is where Sheriff Grady Judd is giving a news conference
Oh,
today,
it's
talking
Judd.
about mass
It's Judd Grady.
deportations in the
Oh
county.
shit,
Let's listen in
he's
right
gonna be
now on Live
talking.
Now.
And interestingly enough, we made this statement in the Immigration Enforcement Council quarterly meeting. And this is what the media ran. During a closed-door meeting Monday, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. For the media, not true. It was not a closed meeting. It was a public meeting. It was announced to the media. In fact, it was
Uh-oh, getting fact-checked right there. Uh-oh, news media outlets still lying about shit. Who would have thought?
Florida sheriffs rebel against Trump's DeSantis mass deportation efforts. Not true. We, in fact, support the mass deportation of illegal aliens.
Uh-oh.
Those that are criminals. Those
Getting
that have
fact-checked.
warrants of deportation.
Uh-oh.
Those that are here creating
damn it.
problems. If you're here
Dude, I keep
illegally,
getting all the
and you
fucking
take that
trainers.
risk to be
Dude,
here illegally,
dude,
then
Prismatic
you're
right
going
now
to
is
be
my
deported.
worst. All I get are fucking
Everyone
trainers.
that ICE says deport,
God
we
damn.
deport. And that's important. So let me go through some of this by the numbers for those of you who
I've
watched
never
it
gotten an
yesterday,
IR yet from Prismatic or an SIR
and
yet.
tell you that
It's
I
all
am the
been
chairman of the
fucking
State
full art
Immigration
trainers.
Enforcement Council. And yes, during the meeting, as part of the meeting, we looked at paths forward. And as a result of looking at paths forward, we looked at our infrastructure we put together and how easy it was or how difficult it may have been for some agencies to report so that we could provide accurate data to the State Immigration Enforcement Board. And that's made up of the governor and the various cabinet members. But I want to dispel the hyperbole that there is some break from what we should be doing or what the President of the United States and the governor has asked. That's just not true. It's media rhetoric. And I want to make it abundantly clear that we in Florida law enforcement wholeheartedly
Got the
support
Ogre Pond
and
mask.
endorse ICE. We fully cooperate with them, and I might add that they fully cooperate with us. In fact,
EX
they're
Ogre
excellent
Pond.
to work with. I can't say enough good about them. The issues that you have seen in other states, quite frankly, were created by the states themselves.
Yeah, I don't.
because
Yeah,
they
this is the
would not
last pack. I
allow
don't
ICE
think I'm
agents
gonna
to
get
work
any
in the
SIRs or
jail and
IRs.
identify those that were there illegally, not only committing crime in this country, but certainly being in the
Yeah, I
country
didn't end
while
up
they
going to
committed crime
Target today
illegally, and
'cause,
many of them already with deportation
I needed to
warrants.
save money
But
because
that's not
there's
the purpose
more
of
shit
today.
coming this week.
But when it comes to immigration, one size doesn't
So I was
fit
all
all.
like, yeah, I probably should.
And that's why the State Immigration Enforcement Council was brilliantly formed by the Florida legislature and Governor DeSantis. We're a think tank. We're subject matter experts. There's 4 sheriffs and 4 chiefs of police. And the purpose for us is to provide input, to do research for
that's
the
it.
Enforcement
Yep.
Immigration Board.
But we only, dude. Why
and
do
to
I
send it
keep
to
getting
them.
fucking?
It's not to make decisions for them. It's not
Pokemon
to direct
company
them,
is trying to
but
fuck
it's
me.
simply to provide information that we see on the ground doing the job every day. That's why they put 4 police chiefs and 4 sheriffs on the board, because we deal with the local issues at eye level, face to face. And our decision makers in Tallahassee and Washington don't have that opportunity. And our job is simply to provide feedback. And that's what we did yesterday and what we'll continue to do. But I want you to know clearly, one of the quotes was that, you know, one of Governor DeSantis' favorite sheriffs, Grady Judd, has split from his view. That's not true. I want to tell you clearly and unequivocally, from the time Governor DeSantis attacked the COVID issue, which was very difficult, to the illegal immigration issue. Crime is at an all-time low.
Yeah, we only got one
Florida's
trainer.
never been
I guess
as
I
safe
could open
as it
another one, but maybe I should save it.
ever as safe as it is right now, despite an influx of people moving here. It is the safe state of Florida as well as the free state of Florida. Governor DeSantis, in my estimation, is the best governor we've had, and he's my friend. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to provide him and the Immigration Board and my colleagues the best information that we're seeing at eye level on the ground. To do anything other would be disingenuous. So the conversation was, listen, we don't have the opportunity to look at things simply through a philosophical lens. We have to look at the common sense approach when it comes to immigration. Let me say this clearly and unequivocally. 76% of the immigration detainers my agency has placed has been because of accompanying criminal charges. Let me say that again. 76% of the immigration detainers that we've requested from ICE is based upon other criminal charges. 24% are collaterals, and what I say in most of those cases is they hung out with somebody committing crime when we had the opportunity to engage them, and they were in the country illegally. If you enter this country illegally, you accept the inherent risk that goes with that. Now, the United States of America has decided to deal with the first-time illegal entry as a civil offense, which is, in effect, a violation of federal law, but it's a civil violation, not a criminal violation. When we started down this path, we didn't do, and we're not doing at this agency, anything different today than we did during the Biden administration, the last Trump administration, or the last Obama administration. Nothing. We're simply doing what we always do. When we engage someone, and I'll use traffic stops as an example, we run warrants checks on everyone because we're looking to see if there's any warrants for their arrest. Prior to this Trump administration, the 1.5 illegal warrants for deportation were not in the National Crime Information Center. So when we engaged these people, we had no way of knowing that there was a federal ICE warrant for them. We do now because ICE has put those warrants in our system. There's approximately 1.5 million existing deportation warrants. Depending on whose data you want to look at, there's between 10 and 18 million illegal aliens in this country. Listen, folks, and this is where our conversation tipped over. All of this is Congress's responsibility to sort out. And what we suggested yesterday, there needs to be a path forward for those that are in this country. They came here illegally. They violated the federal law, but it's a civil violation. Currently, they have no criminal history. They're not committing crime. They're employed. They're not on government assistance. They're not creating problems. Their children are in school. They need to be required to speak English through a program. There needs to be evidence of positive community integration into our society. But those people who are adding to the American dream and enjoying the American dream that came here illegally, I might add, but they're doing good and they're not a drag on society. They're in fact helping society. We need to find a path for them. And the reason for that is simple. They're doing what's right. and they're helping the economy, they're helping the community, they're adding to the wonderful society that we have in the United States. But there's a lot of folks that are here illegally, that are committing crimes, they're violating the law, that are being incorrigible, that are dangerous, that are violent, that don't care what the laws are. Listen to me, folks. There's 2 lifetimes worth of work for law enforcement to deal with them. And for the law enforcement agencies that aren't appropriately dealing with them, get on board and get with it. That's important.
I mean, there's obviously some
same time that
police
we-
departments
that we
who obviously
literally
don't
are
want to work with the federal
overrun
government.
with arresting
So yeah,
those
that's a
that are
little
violating
shady.
the law,
I would
here
call
with
those corrupt
illegal-
departments because they're
that are here
letting
because
out
there's
literal
lots of
fucking
deportation
criminals to do
because they've
more
been
criminal
ordered
fucking
out of
acts.
the country because they've not done what's appropriate. That's a full-time job for all of us. But the illustration, one illustration that I give, there's a lady that's about 40 years old. She was brought here illegally as a teenager by her parents. She's married to an American. She works. She doesn't violate the law. She has no criminal history. She's not currently violating any laws. She's adding to society. That's not the problem person. There's millions of problem people we need to be dealing with. Our conversation yesterday focused
Yep, a lot of problem people.
on a
And they're
path
running
forward
around right now causing
for
problems.
those that are here doing what's right other than being illegal. Set up a system. You waive any further due process if you don't comply in 5 years with learning to speak English. You're not taking any government handouts or money. You're working, your kids are in school, you're socially interacting in the community. Then, if you meet these standards, that you can move up to the next level. Why is that necessary? Because
Well, I mean,
the way
that's
our
the vetting
system's
process
designed, we
that
can't
none
get
of these
18
people are
million people out of
employing
this
because they're
country
fucking
anyway.
stupid.
So we need to set a priority and focus on the ones, which is what we're doing, by the way, and let me underscore that, which is what we're doing, is focus on the ones that are a drag on our society, that are committing crimes, that are being a problem. But there's some areas of the country that are defending those people, and that's a real problem. So we support that. Interestingly enough, only one member of the Immigration Enforcement Council could not be on the call yesterday. 100% of those in attendance believed we should find a path forward for those that are doing good but crossed into this country illegally, violating a civil federal law. They should be fined. They should be held accountable. They should pay whatever that fine is. But if the Congress will do their job, and they're not, and they haven't, if Congress
even
will do their
even
job
Grady
and deal with
Judge
this group,
knows that
then
they're
it
not
frees
doing
us
their
up
job.
to focus on those
Right, they
that
keep
are
doing
committing
government
crime,
shutdowns,
those
fucking
that are dangerous,
right, fucking up
those
the
that are
TSA,
violent,
fucking up
those that are paying no attention.
fucking
That's what the conversation was about.
yeah. There's a government
continue
shutdown
to
right
be
now that's literally fucking
Since
over a lot
that-
of employees.
Since that conversation,
And you have a lot of employees
yesterday,
leaving because they're not going to work for without pay.
I've received
Yeah.
calls from other sheriffs and from throughout the community, and they said that's exactly the common sense. we want.
Basically, almost all the airports are
what
kind of
we
like
want.
in limbo right now because they're
So
not paying them.
For the media who's trying to create walls and divisions That's not what we're saying. I listened to President Trump in the very beginning say, from the worst first, and those that are here illegally, that have warrants for deportation, and that's what we're doing. This is a large country with 10 to 18 million illegal folks. You can always find a individual
did you just hear what he said?
event
10 to 18 million.
that conflicts
Almost like that's the
with
20 million
general
projection that
mood or
fucking
spirit of the enforcement
Chuck the
efforts.
Palestinian Schumer said.
But by
Oh,
the-
isn't
by
that
the way,
interesting,
we
huh?
don't need a hair-on-fire approach to
What
all
a
of this.
fucking loser.
What we need is a thoughtful approach. We've got a lifetime, a law enforcement work lifetime worth of work to do as it is. So, we don't have the luxury to sit back and analyze. Our deputies and police officers are face to face with the folks that are committing the problems. Make no mistake about it. Any illusion that we're not supporting the president or the government is absolutely false. We're providing input. We're providing feedback. One of the illustrations that I provided yesterday, as conservative Republicans, I've talked to business people in this community. They met with me and said, wait a minute. We see people that have been here 10 and 15 years that are not violators of the law, that are working every day, that are being focused on, and why you're picking you, law enforcement, not necessarily the sheriff, not necessarily ICE, but whoever, or dealing with them. Nobody's taking care of the criminals over here. That's what we're saying. And we're providing input. Quite frankly, why are we in this position? Because Congress is sitting in Washington with their political battles against each other.
Correct.
I'm
Oh.
convinced if one party or
Orange
the other
man
found
bad.
a cure to the worst cancers, the other party would vote against
Orange
it.
man, boogeyman.
They can't agree to go to the bathroom. when
Baba
they need to.
Yaga, Trump.
And who suffers? The American people do. Congress needs to go to work. They need to sit down in a room in the Florida.
We gotta
sheriff
stop
can
the
show 'em how
boogeyman, Orange Man.
to solve this problem.
He's screwing up all of our
and
plans.
get rid of those in this country that are illegal, that are problems, that are dealing dope, that are hitting vehicles and leaving the scene, that are running over people, that are creating these problems. We can show you how to get rid of those folks. And those who came
Yeah,
here
you could show
illegally
them,
in
but it's not
violation
like they're gonna
of
fucking
federal
comply,
law
right?
and are charged
Because they're
civilly,
not complying
how
now.
to find them appropriately, how to give them a path forward, how to ensure that they are and support their efforts to live the American dream. And while they add to society, it frees us all up to deal with the other issues with the criminals. It's not
Right, they didn't
complicated. It's
comply
not rocket science,
when
but
Trump
quite
took
frankly,
office.
It's much more important than rocket science.
They didn't comply during Biden.
really don't
They
need
just
to
let
know
all those fucking
what the
retards in. They caused
dirt
more shit.
composition of the moon is, or how far we can get into outer space. But I need to be able to deal ethically, morally, and legally with the people in this country and keep them safe. And Florida's crime is low. Unincorporated Polk County and our service cities is at a 54-year low on index crime because we do what's right. And it's right to find a path forward for those that are adding to this country and not detracting from them. Understanding, once again, and I close with this, we can't deal with 10 to 18 million illegal people all at once. All we're doing is setting priorities and giving an exit ramp to those who came here inappropriately and illegally, but to enjoy the American dream. That's what we're saying. And that's only input and feedback. The Immigration Enforcement Board is going to hear from us because we're on the ground, eyeball to eyeball.
Well, I mean,
But
I would
suggest
assume
that
all the
this is a
federal
break,
federal law enforcement
to
in
suggest
in
that
the Republican
we're
areas are
opposed
actually
is
working
offensive.
with
Our
the
job is to
state
provide
police forces and
ideas
whatnot to
and
fucking get these
input
people out of here.
and
But all the
data,
Democrat states seem to be not complying
create
with federal
conflict,
stuff.
but to
Isn't that
calm the
fucking
waters
interesting, eh?
and say, hey, there's a better way to do all of this. And that's what we're recommending, and that's the feedback we provide. And then it's up to Congress. It's not up to the Florida Immigration Enforcement Board. It's up to Congress.
Yeah,
deal with this
like
issue.
what the fuck are they
And
talking
quite
about?
frankly, right now, Congress gets an F- if you can get worse than
Yeah,
an
they
F.
just thrust
in dealing
right.
with
They
this issue.
thrust all of the work to the Congress when they don't even do anything.
If
What do you
Congress was
fuck?
on
You think
the market today,
This is what happened. You're
I'd
in
like
a
to buy 'em
fucking
for what they think they're
You're in a
worth and
locked
sell 'em for what
stalemate
they're worth.
because they're not fucking doing anything.
They couldn't
And
work
then,
for
oh
me
look, they
'cause
get
they don't do their
released,
job.
and then they go out and do
Okay,
more
any
crime.
questions?
Speaking of Congress, if you talk to local representatives, Scott Franklin, or Dana Webster,
Yeah, why do we
You
have
know,
people
I
with
have had
right
conversations
with over
with
10 counts,
Congressman
with over 5
Scott
counts of
Franklin.
doing
I've had
crazy shit,
conversations
and they
with
still get back out on the
our
streets,
US
causing more
Senator
crime.
Rick Scott, who's a friend of mine as
Fucking
well.
hell, you guys are retarded.
And I've provided input. And what I've told you here, not only did we talk about it yesterday, I talked about it at a meeting with a immigration think tank, policy think tank, 2 or 3 weeks ago down in Davie, Florida. And I've also said this before to Univision as well. So, but they know this. I understand, so at the end of the day, we just need to get congressional movement on this select piece. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? Because this is an elephant-sized cancer, this immigration malfunction that Congress has kicked down the road and ignored. You eat it one bite at a
Yeah, I
time.
mean,
Fix
you
this
basic
piece of it.
right. All these
we'll
these
fix the
shitty
next
police
piece of it,
forces that aren't doing
then
their
we'll fix the
jobs
next piece of
are
it.
like, oh yeah, kick it to Congress.
My
Congress can take care of.
We're here seeing it face
They
to
don't do
face.
shit.
We're not watching it from halfway across the country.
Yeah, hell, even some of the lower courts
And
aren't
I
fucking
am
doing
tired
fuck all.
of ICE being beat up. Our cooperation with ICE could not be better. They're game on. Are
Right,
they
they just
perfect?
collect
No.
that paycheck and that's
Is
it.
anyone
No,
perfect?
fucking nothing gets
No.
done.
Is anyone working any harder than ICE right now to try to make sense out of a convoluted set of laws that Congress has created and patchworked over the years? No, ICE is doing a remarkable job here, and they're being thrust into unfortunate circumstances across the nation where there's
Because of
these
Congress and other politicians
states
fucking with shit.
that are
telling
protecting
Telling
these
those
illegal
criminals,
aliens
yeah, it's fine. You can
that
do
are
more
criminals
crime.
and dangerous.
Our police
and
forces
violent.
won't fucking
So,
convict
there
you.
Go, I
Go
could
ahead,
on
do
with
more
that forever.
crime.
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ.
Would you use the word amnesty or another word?
No, I'm not using any words other than a path forward for those that are adding to the value of the United States and adding to the economic value, the social value, the cultural value. The people who you all are going to church and sitting beside on Sunday that are good folks. They saw a wide open border. Now, quite frankly, let me give you this illustration.
Yeah, hammer it in.
If I'm in the United
Hammer it
States
in, Sheriff.
making $1 an hour to roof houses, and they go, hey, if you'll cross over this imaginary border into Mexico, you can make $20 an hour, 20 times what you're making. And then I go, well, where do I apply? Well, you apply to get your permits to go into this other country, and it's about a 10-year wait. Now, am I going to wait 10 years, or am I going to walk across that open border? Well, they walked across the open border. It's illegal. It's a violation of law. They need to be held accountable. It's not appropriate. But why is it a 10-year wait?
So hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
For them to get here in the first year, or a 5-year wait, or a 15-year wait. Why is it that way to begin with? And quite frankly, the border needed to be sealed, and President Trump did a remarkable job sealing the border. You seal the border first, and then you systematically deal with the issue. A lot of the people need to go. There's 2 lifetimes worth of work to get them out of here. A lot of them don't need to go. They need to pay a fine.
Yeah, and every time they don't, right, put these people in cages or fucking deport them.
They're adding to, or
right, they keep adding to the fucking workload. Yeah, it's interesting how that works, right?
They need to be helped.
Right, the world doesn't stop moving. Right, the world doesn't stop moving because we got this influx of people in the court system now.
I have not heard
looks like we're just gonna stop using the court system.
I can tell
we're gonna stop
all kinds of opportunity
letting people into the court system who deserve to be in the court system to get fucking slapped.
And
we're just gonna bar all those people who've now committed more crimes or new crimes. We're just gonna wait on them. It's okay. They can go back outside and do more crimes.
Country illegally, there's penalties to pay. But if you're doing good and you're working good, help them. If you've come here to commit crime, once you get out of the prison in the States, you need to be immediately deported.
Sheriff, since yesterday's meeting, have you heard from anyone with the governor's office in response to what you and the other sheriffs said?
No, I haven't.
Gotta love the bureaucracy hell, huh?
The governor's office, but you know what? I am so appreciative of the governor, his staff, his office, because he put us in this position to provide feedback. And we've had a year to look at it on the ground. And that's why at this point in time, after
there's missiles.
After getting total cooperation from ICE, after getting total
launched from Iran somewhere
from the state government, I mean, I think about the wisdom. And Governor DeSantis is a policy wonk. I mean, he is on. His vision to call a special session and then work with the legislature to get these laws in place to assist the federal government were beautiful. And we're carrying that mission out and are going to continue to carry that mission out. But for anyone to suggest we're going to sit here and not provide our best input is disingenuous, and it's not fair to the governor or the president or anyone else in this policy process.
Sheriff Judd, you mentioned in yesterday's meeting about possibly writing a letter to the president and other leaders. Have you started on that? What would that look like?
All right,
no, there's not been a letter.
Today, out in Polk County, where the sheriff, Grady Judd, talking about immigration efforts in the state and also talking about it federally and what more needs to be done on the federal level for Congress to enact tougher laws. All right, everyone, we are continuing to always.
Illegal immigrants from Africa, India, and China are voting in U.S. election. Here's how they're doing it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, more fraud. More voter fraud. A Mauritanian illegal immigrant marked for deportation since 2002 has continued to live in the U.S. and is a registered Democrat who has voted in every election since 2008. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Oh my goodness. Hey, Democrats. Nice cheating there. Mahadi Sacco, 50, who goes by the nickname Sacco Scorpion, was busted last week in Philadelphia for allegedly falsely claiming citizenship to cast a 2024 ballot. Damn. Oh. So that means there might be even more voter fraud if it's 2024. How about 2020? He was, well, I mean, you could probably say there might be voter fraud in every election up until, right, Bush or something. Obama, possibly, right? At this point, you don't know anything anymore because, right, shit is just coming out now. He was picked up in the joint operation between Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and the FBI, which he falsely represented that he was a U.S. citizen in order to vote and register to vote in the last presidential election, according to a press release. I'm gonna have to post this on Twitter because it's like, yep, look at what the Democrats are doing.
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Sacco denied the charges when called by the Post, claiming everything is a lie. Then why did you have a deportation notice in 2002? And then how did you start right? How did you start getting on the ballots at 2008? Almost like you fucking lied. Sacco denied the charge. They are lying about me before hanging up. He has yet to enter a plea in his case. Uh-oh. As the issue of election security ramps up in Congress with the SAVE Act, see, this is why you need to pass the SAVE Act even more. Because there's fucking people who shouldn't be voting. Sacco's arrest was one of nearly a dozen uncovered by the Post of non-citizens allegedly voting in U.S. elections. Sometimes for decades, with many remaining listed as active voters on the state rolls, even after their convictions. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Hey, ain't that interesting, huh? The reality is, aliens are voting in American elections. Yep, they are. J. Christian Adams, president of Public Interest Legal Foundation, who has spent decades working on election integrity, told the Post, noting no one is quite sure how widespread the problem is. Oh man, come on. It could possibly be in every state. Yeah, given the fact that all the Democrat states are doing illegal shit, right? There were about 14 million people who are in the country legally, but who are not citizens in 2023, according to the Pew Research Center. So I'm getting right. These 14 million people probably are going through the process to get citizenship, or they're on visas, right, or worker permits, right. While they may have work permit, yeah, right here. While they may have work permits and visas, they can't vote. It's way worse than the left says, but it's way better than some others say, he added. Pennsylvania, a crucial swing state, stands out for disastrous alien voter registration, said Adams. The Keystone State has admitted a glitch in its motor voter program. Hey, look at that. Man, you could probably say even in California, right? New York, remember those guys who couldn't fucking speak a lick of English or read English or any road signs, and they caused crime, killing some Americans? Oh yeah, look at that. Though some state officials dispute this number, who cares about the number? The fact that it's happening, it's on your fucking heads, man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Ah, Jesus. Another Pennsylvania voter, Indian citizen, Kashalkamur Patel, 47. Hey, Patel, Cash Patel, it's one of your brothers. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. 47 of Allentown will stand trial this month for allegedly voting illegally in the 2020 election. Patel's lawyer, Philip Steinberg, previously said he's waiting for more information from the government laying out its case against Patel, saying in a statement, Mr. Patel has lived a law-abiding life in the United States for over 20 years. That doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but you came into the country illegally, you lied about your information. Yeah, you get the fuck out at that point. Like, we can't trust liars. Literally. What's stopping them from committing another crime? No, get the fuck out. He works, pays his pays his taxes. Yeah, I wonder about that one. And is an active participant in his community. He is also the proud father of 2 young daughters. Well, that sucks. Your daughters can stay, but CPS has to be called on you. Because you cause crime. That's how that works. They can get adopted by other people. You get the fuck out. And maybe when maybe if you can come back later in the future, maybe you can re-sign up to get your daughters back. But as of right now, you're a criminal. On March 6th, Canadian Dennis Bouchard, 70, pleaded guilty in 2 counts of making false claims. He was a U.S. citizen to vote in 2020 and 2024 elections in North Carolina and faces 10 years of prison. Hey, we got a Canadian piece of shit. Yeah, it's almost like we got a bunch of fucking illegals doing illegal things, huh? An investigation by the Post revealed a man of the same name and age had voted in every election since 2004 and was not registered with a political party. Then how the fuck is he voting if he's not registered to any political party? That man was removed from voter rolls in that state after Bouchard's conviction. In one shocking case, a Chinese national, Hoshin Gao, 19, who was a student at the University of Michigan, was charged on June 3rd last year with illegally voting in the 2024 election, but fled to China before he could face justice. Oh, look at that! He went back to his home country. We got a spy. We got a child spy. Look at that. At arraignment, Gao surrendered his Chinese passport to the judge, but then boarded a flight from Detroit to Shanghai using another passport with a different serial number. Uh-oh. That's suspicious. Now he just elevated to a federal crime, what he just did. According to the FBI, Gao it's already a federal crime to illegally enter the fucking United States without the proper paperwork and everything. Gao remains wanted in the U.S., which does not have an extradition treaty with China. Well, that's because China doesn't want to deal with that. The Post found Gao is still registered as an active voter in Michigan. Oh, wow. How is he a registered voter when he's already been caught? I wonder why Michigan is allowing this to happen. I wonder, huh? In October 2025, sweep in Arkansas picked up Cecilia Castellanos, 59, a Cuban national and registered Democrat who had a pending order of removal of immigration enforcement dating back to 1999. Oh, look at that. We got a South American shithead who decided to cheat the system, eh? Castellanos has 3 prior felony convictions in New York for grand larceny and attempted forgery, according to the Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Oh, look at that. Yeah, basically these people forge or, lie about their information, and then they get, people don't check properly and they get by. She pleaded guilty to perjury and voter fraud on Jan 13th. There you go. She got caught. In October, Arkansas also nabbed Zlata, or Risley, 50, of Kazakhstan. Whoa, hello. That's in, what, EU? Or Africa? Who registered as a Republican and Nigerian citizen Chiba. What? Get the fuck out of here. Registered as a fucking Republican. Fucking liar. 59 of no party affiliation. Oh, see, there it is. No party affiliation. So not really a Republican. Both were lawful U.S. residents, but not citizens who illegally voted in 2024 election, officials said. Risley pleaded guilty and received probation. Details of Baum's case were not immediately available. Okay, so why did you lie? Like, what? So they're on like some kind of visa or something. Now, at least they didn't fucking vote. That's a good thing. So that means it didn't get elevated. They didn't get charged with illegally voting. In Florida, 2 Ukrainian women, mom Svitlana Demyadenko, 53, and daughter Yelizaveta Demyadenko, 22, both registered Democrats. Cast ballot. They casted ballots. Oh, you go to the slammer. Ballots in 2024 general election after coming to the U.S. in 2021 on non-immigrant visas. Oh, look at that. Lying about your status, too. Hey. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office for Southern District of Florida, they were both arrested last April. They have pleaded not guilty, and their case is set to trial later in 2026. Okay. So maybe, what? Q2, Q3? No, not Q2. Probably like Q3 or Q4. And so basically in the fall, maybe. The fall or winter, possibly. There's no exact date. Adams said the main problem is aliens being invited to register to vote, usually through the mail at the DMV or via third-party groups. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is why you shouldn't have mail-in ballots anymore, especially with this shit going on. Right, that's why you need to pass the SAVE Act, like, right now. At times, it's an organic process of aliens getting sucked in unwittingly. No, shut the fuck up. Unwittingly? No. They decided to do that themselves. They know. Oh, they know what they're fucking doing. Shut the fuck up. Maybe they'd be whipping down Modelo's at a festival and they're doing some guy a favor who is in their face with a clipboard. Or they're at a DMV and get these pop-up windows asking them to register. They think I must be allowed. Well, those are just general messages that go out to the public. Well, like, what? That shouldn't be enticing them to do illegal activity. Like, what are you talking about? He added, I wish it were a conspiracy plot because it would be easier to bust, but this is systematic failure. Yep, it is. The Post found illegal voters spanned the political spectrum in upstate New York. Iraqi national Akil Abdul Jamil, 45, had registered with the Conservative Party, had written pro-Trump screeds, and in 2019 tried to sue then New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio over the negative impact of illegal immigration on his livelihood, claiming the U.S. was under invasion. Jamil was charged last April with illegally voting in the 2020 election. He has yet to enter a plea and can face a year in prison and up to a $100,000 fine if convicted. Jamaican national Jacqueline Deanne Wallace, 52, who had been in the U.S. illegally for over 15 years, registered online from a community college computer network as a Republican to vote in Florida. Cast a ballot in the 2024 presidential primary. Officials claim her case is pending. Yeah, these people are really fucking Republicans, please. These people are like fucking no contest. Right, they're not affiliated to any fucking party. They're just illegally voting. If convicted, she faces 5 years in the clink. Attorneys appointed to represent her did not respond to the Post's request for comment. The Republican-backed Save American Act would mandate proof of citizenship. Yep, and this is why you need it. So it stops these fucking people from doing illegal shit. Or trying to cause problems. Right, fucking shackle the system with all their bullshit. Such as a passport, birth certificate, or enhanced driver's license. The enhanced driver's license, I'm guessing, is the federal... Right, the federal driver's license where it gets the, right, the stamp. I have one. But where is it? But it basically has the, whatchamacallit on it. It basically has a tag on it that says this is a federal ID. You have to pay like $35 for it, I think it was. Well, at least in California. I don't know how expensive it is in other states. What is, oh, never mind, it doesn't say. But if you're, basically, if your card has the so-called tag, I think it was called Federal Limits Apply, basically that's not a full ID, right? That's a half ID. I think that's it. Yeah, basically, yeah, the federal limits apply on a driver's license means the credential is not a real ID compliant. It cannot be used for certain federal processes after an enforcement deadline. Yeah, there you go. To register to vote in federal elections, but it's currently languishing in the Senate, lacking the 60 votes required to overcome a Democratic filibuster. Rep. Chip Roy, Republican of Texas, who introduced the SAVE Act to the House where it passed, said that he agrees with Trump that passing this bill should be Republicans' top priority. Americans want voter ID and the guarantee that only citizens are voting in our elections. The House has done its job. Now it's time for the Senate to show up to work, he told the Post. Yeah, that's going to be a hard one when they decided to do a government shutdown. Yeah. They probably did the government shutdown because they didn't want to right past the SAVE Act, right? Fucking losers. Senators should stand up and defend their positions if Democrats want to block protections ensuring only citizens vote. They should have to explain that to the American people, he added. Democrats have called non-citizen voting a myth. Oh, really? Then what the fuck are all these people up here who got fucking convicted and who are going through the court system right now? Yeah, it's just a myth, blasted the SAVE Act as extremist white supremacy agenda. You guys are racist! You guys are racist for doing this! You see, black people, they can't get voter ID. They don't even know. Fucking Kathy O. They don't even know what a computer is.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
So fucking stupid. Trump has escalated pressure on the Senate by threatening he'll refuse to sign any other bills until it's passed. Senator Mike Lee, Republican of Utah, who co-sponsored the SAVE Act in the upper chamber, told the Post he wants voters to keep the pressure up to get the bill passed. Every few weeks, we learn that the thing that never happens has happened again, he said. Yeah, referring to illegal voting. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, no, it's just a myth. It doesn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, fucking sweep. Sweep. Every few weeks, we learn that the thing that, and every illegal vote cast is an attack on the legitimate vote cast by a real citizen, yeah. Illustrating that point on Friday, after a recount in Boca Raton, Florida's new mayor won by just 5 votes, flipping the mayorship to a Democrat in the Republican stronghold. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder how that happened. It may surprise many Americans to learn that the Supreme Court, wrongly in my view, has interpreted the law to forbid states from checking citizenship for voter registration. The Save America Act would reverse the situation, Lee added, speaking about a 2013 decision that required only a sworn affirmation of citizenship for voter registration. Senator Majority Leader John Thune, you better not fuck it up, dude. Better not fuck it up. Announced the Senate will debate the SAVE Act next week, but stated it lacks the votes to pass it. Polling shows the SAVE Act is extremely popular with voters, getting over 70% support, with even half of the Democrats in favor. Yeah, you probably have some shitty Republicans who are fucking being pieces of shit. Like, Mitch McConnell. I mean, Massey might fuck it up too. Let's see, who on the Republic? Yeah, Tom Tillis, whoever this fucking retard is. Lisa Murkowski, don't know, of Alaska. Oh, obviously Alaska. Jesus. North Carolina, yeah. Those are rhinos right there. They're actually Democrats. Oh yeah, obviously, yeah, Mitch McConnell. What a piece of shit. John Curtis of Utah, and then Steve Daines of Montgomery, or Montana. Sorry, is that Montana? But yeah, you obviously have those fucking pieces of shit not wanting to vote for it. There you go. Got caught lying. All of them got caught lying. Oh no, it's just a myth. It's not happening. I think we're good here. What's going on here?
Democrat today, the radical base is
the
steering
Save America
the
Act,
party
so.
that we debate with across the aisle here in Washington. Remember, under Joe Biden's border catastrophe, at least 10 million, and that's a conservative number, 10 million illegal aliens poured into the country unchecked. And in many states, these illegal aliens
we just read an article where there's a bunch of crime happening because of these fucking
which makes
losers.
it easier to illegally register to vote. And that's why you need to have proof of citizenship.